I personally, I'm not judging you, but you know, if you want to come here and just sit in the bar and drink all day, well, probably this area is not for you. You know, for those who want to, and you say, okay, well, no, actually, I do want to do that. Well, you can go to plenty of islands. I mean, just because I don't doesn't mean you can't.
Right.
You can go to, there is a choice there, that's what I was saying earlier. So if you say, well, you know, I'm old, I'm going to die in 5 years, I just want to drink beer. Plenty of islands, bro. I mean, there's 7,000 islands. You go there, you get your home, you rent, you step down to the beach and you drink all day if that's you. Everyone's different. They might not be bothered about aircon, and you might be happy with a fan, a room, a few friends and some food. And if that's you, actually it sounds good. Actually, that's me. Forget all of that. I'm going to one of those. It sounds really good.
We'll tell your wife. We'll tell your wife how you went.
Show this video later.
And that's a really cheap life you're talking about there too.
Yeah,
I mean, those islands.
It's actually starting to sound really good. That crystal clear water, that white sand, and you know, the beautiful wind and the beer. I'm thinking, you know, if that's you, I'll see you there.
So this is Dan of Vagabond Awake, and today we're lucky to have Amelia on the channel here.
Yes.
Amelia,
nice to meet you, Dan.
Pleasure to meet you.
And you.
So we met yesterday on the boardwalk here. So Amelia, what country are you from, and where are we right now sitting?
I'm from England. I was born in England, and I lived half of my life in Italy. And I left England 5 years ago.
Right.
And I'm married to a Filipina.
Okay.
And you know, I've got children here, and I've been here 5 years quite happily.
5 years?
5 years,
That's great.
Yeah. I'm a permanent resident of the Philippines,
Did you marry the Filipino after you arrived here, or was it someone you knew from your home country?
Actually, we met on Facebook.
Oh, you did?
You know, it's one thing Facebook came in handy for.
While you were in the UK, you met, or when you got here?
No. We met on Facebook.
Yeah.
And it's one of those stories which led to this romance.
Yeah.
And then I came here, and I love my wife even more, and I married her immediately.
Wow.
And I don't regret it at all.
That's great.
We are happily married with children. I love her to bits, and there's no perfect human being. I'm certainly not, but I'm very happy.
And how many kids?
I have 2 children here.
And how old are they?
And they are 8 and 4.
Okay.
And you know, so the other one is she had from previous marriage, but that's okay. He's a lovely boy, and you know, I've got 2 children in the UK. I would like to get them here, but it's difficult.
Maybe when they're older, you'll be able to.
Well, they are 24 and 20.
Oh, for a visit.
So yeah, I'd like to get them here to visit. But how I see the UK, I think eventually they will want to come and live here.
Yeah.
Because
it sounds like you view the UK like I view the US. It's a nice place to be from.
It was great 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Before a lot of things happened, which we won't go into here.
Yeah.
But it's no longer the country, the safe, peaceful, prosperous, joyous country.
Yeah.
It was a joyful country to be in.
Right.
Everything worked.
Yeah.
Your views in politics were whatever, who cares?
Right.
You know, there was plenty of prosperity, it was relatively safe.
Yeah.
All the systems worked, the social infrastructure worked.
Yeah.
And then, you know, what you see all day long in the paper happening, and it's now become, how do I say this? No good at all.
It's not where you want to be.
It's not where you want your daughter to grow up.
Yeah.
And the changes have been really lightning quick. And I think potentially they're going to be close to civil war there in a couple of years or whatever. So yeah, it's a shame. But this country is great. So I'm happy to be here.
So you're 57, I think you said?
57.
Wow, you look great, man. What do you do how do you stay so healthy?
I'm a recovered alcoholic and a drug addict, but I'm not saying go and take cocaine to look young.
That wasn't the secret?
No, that was a secret. I can't care. That was a long time ago, by the way.
Okay.
You get a death sentence over here for that, and I kind of approve of that because I don't see any drug gangs. Now, it's a long time ago. The secret is sport, healthy eating. I have some allergies which force me to be healthy.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't know.
Just eat right. But you must run or work out or ride a bike?
Yeah, I do quite a lot, but I've had the last week, 10 days, my allergies with the heat, and it's on my foot. It's gone now.
Okay.
It's like, it's prevented me from working out as much as I want, but generally I work out 5-6 times a week.
Yeah.
I love the feeling. And in the Philippines, we've got the beach, so you can do all kind of body work on the beach. You've got gyms and, you know, listen, if I'm not drinking all day and whatever, then kind of keep fit. And you can do it. 57, you can keep really healthy. And the great thing here is we got the markets. All the food is fresh. The produce is fresh. So it's virtually organic. The beef I eat, in my country, to eat organic beef, you have to pay colossal amounts for that. Here you have no choice because the cow is literally grass-fed. And like 350 a kilo, 400 a kilo. I'm eating beautiful beef. The fish markets is all fresh. The vegetables is all fresh. There's maybe not like colossal amounts of choice, but what you get is fresh. So, you know, that I...
So you've been here 5 years.
5 years,
So you came over at like 52. And you're not old enough for a pension yet from the UK. How do you support yourself?
I try. I'm a trader. I've got a business here. And in the Philippines, you are allowed to work for your own. You've got... Actually, it's very favorable because... before coming here, I thought it would be a closed country, you know, like whatever. No, all the trading which I do has no gaps with the Philippines. So it's not like certain countries are on the ban list. The Philippines is very much open to trade, and it's not seen as a scam country from other countries. So therefore, the IP addresses are open for everything. So I can trade anything I want. I can trade Bitcoin, gold, silver, whatever I want. But also in general work, you are free to do online trade, whatever that is, online business. And the taxes here are also very favorable. You're only paying 12% tax. So that is what I do. I've got a pension coming as well at some point. And of course, I was fortunate enough to build my own house here. So I don't have a mortgage. And, you know, I built a house here, which if I had to build the equivalent in Southeast London, which is where I'm from, it'll cost me at least 25 times as much. 25 times as much. So, and it's mine. I don't have a mortgage. They don't bombard you with like taxes, like in my country, tax on this, tax. I mean, it's like, bro, you can't even mortgage. Let it. Yeah, it's quite simple living here.
So you have like a 2-3 bedroom house?
It's about 4 bedroom, 2 floors. I've got an office. I've got aircon in every room. You have to have aircon. It's got a huge garden.
How many square meters is it?
It will be about 170, maybe something like that. It's quite spacious.
Nice.
It's quite spacious, and
what did it cost to build? If you're willing,
it cost to build only about $60,000 4 years ago. Yeah, but now it would have gone up a lot.
And the land probably costs a little more now too.
The land will cost a lot more.
And you just put it in your wife's name, is it here in the Philippines, right?
I mean, you know, listen, if you're going to get married, it's like all things. I mean, everybody says, oh, you have to put it in your wife's name. Well, you know, I mean, I could walk out and get killed. I mean, you know.
In the U.S., you would give it to your wife in a divorce anyway.
That's exactly right. And not only, but the wife will probably say that you're violent, so the judge will probably make sure you never see your kids ever again. And then for the rest of your life, you're tortured by lawyers from letters. But at least you say here, oh, well, she takes a house, I'd just move on to the next island if it really were to be that bad or whatever. But, you know, obviously,
Yeah, and you got a place for your kids, it's great. And you don't have a mortgage probably.
No.
So she
doesn't.
She doesn't, So what are your other bills, like a typical month? Like because you don't have rent, or mortgage.
Bills here.
What's your average monthly cost of living?
So here I spend about, it has to be about £1,000 to live very well though. So that's $1,300 maybe. Yeah, but we
with kids and
with kids, and we eat out and I mean, for example, the dentist here is I had a wisdom tooth taken out. It's only like 5k pesos, so that's £70. In the UK, it's like 20 times more. A dentist in the UK, unless you got like 100k on you, like pesos or thousands of dollars, don't even bother going. And there are so many here, and they're very clean, very professional. Same with doctors. Here. And I walk into the dentist, and they have a standard rate of 800 pesos per tooth to do whatever. So it's like nothing, bro. And you go in there, the professional.
What is that, like $16 or something?
Nothing.
Nothing,
Doctor, same thing. And they say, oh, well, don't go to the Philippines because you know the national health. You're gonna die. This is gonna happen to you. And by the way, these people that said to me, "It's a dictatorship." Is it? Well, if this is a dictatorship, I mean, I want to visit more dictatorships.
They're bothering with all that voting, though. Aren't they?
I mean, I couldn't get it. So, doctors, we have like 4. My wife, like, she messages on Facebook 1 or 4.
Yeah.
The morning after I'm in there. Sometimes we meet them as they're coming in. Oh yeah, come in. Decent hospital, you know, maybe it's not like all your whatever, but you know, it's not like, you know, they're in the middle of a desert and they got a hammer and a brick. No.
It's not a tent.
No, it's not a tent. It's like a proper doctors with all the whole enchilada.
Hospital you go.
There's several.
Yeah, several.
And then they've got, depending on what you need. I mean, sometimes I do go to a government one where I have to wait an hour or 2 because this doctor is particularly been very good for my allergies. So it depends. Or you got the dermatologist. You walk straight in, and that's like 800 peso.
Yeah.
And it's a really beautiful clinic in Robinson Mall.
Right.
And then the analysis. So, for example, in my country, if you want to go and see a doctor, you have to speak to maybe India and press like 1 billion buttons, and then maybe you get an appointment if you're lucky in 2 weeks. And then you got to go there and it's all whatever, and then you're waiting for hours, all these people. And then if you want to go to a hospital, but then you're dead. I mean, it's like, okay, so you've done the first step and now it's like months. There you go in, doctor, X-ray, blood test, all of that, top to bottom. You go like, what's wrong with me? There's the money. And the morning after, you get your results. Well, you have the test. No, you have your test then. Your test then. The morning after, you come for your results. The morning after, with all the from the computer through, you know, like your levels of liver, everything, like at home. And you go, how much is that? Like $20, $30, 2,000 pesos.
And then the doctor sits down with you and translate what it all means.
No, so it's basically international language. So. A lot of old people, they feel, oh, you know, they won't come here because of the National Health Service. And I'm not being funny, but a lot of these people, they're like eating donuts all day and beers and they're like that, you know, and they're drinking all day. Well, you know, if you're really concerned about your health, you might want to cut down on the donuts, bro. You know what I mean? You know, I've got diabetes and I'm in the Philippines. Well, no, you've got diabetes because you eat 500 donuts a day and you drink beer all day long. That's why you got diabetes. So it doesn't matter. But yeah, no. So you've got.
So is this your first time living overseas?
No, well, I'm half Italian, half English. Then I lived as a youngster in Australia, and I've travelled not like you. I've travelled a fair bit of the world.
Right.
But yeah, in my latter years, I was supposed to come here for 6 or 8 months, and then go back to the UK. Then 6 or 8 months, and it got to the point where I just stayed here. Yeah. I'm quite happy here.
Yeah. It's nice. Was there a moment when you realized I'm moving overseas before you actually decided to move overseas? I mean, what was that? No?
I met my wife and I said to my children that it's the only regret. I missed my children. I mean, life is, hey, listen, there's no easy solution. So I'd like to spend more time maybe in the UK. But
your kids are grown, like 23, 24?
Yeah.
And they can come here too.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, I have all these pretty Filipinos. I've got to be careful because I'm married, as you can see, and my wife probably see it. But there's no shortage of women here, and they're very friendly, very nice. I mean, and a lot of expats, they come here because they find the women very loyal. So they're very conservative. I mean, not everybody. I mean, I understand people are people, right? Yeah. It's not everybody. People. It depends. You have to. But generally speaking, you'll find some that come here and they find a very loyal, grateful wife, and they're very old-fashioned, very conservative. So they're very helpful. In many ways, you know, you can trust them. I mean, I trust my wife, and they're great with children. They bring up children. This is the strength of this country, how they bring up children. So the question, I didn't, but then I came here and I just stayed here. And now every time I go on X, on Twitter, and I see the state of my country, I'm thinking, I don't really want to go back to that. So,
well, as soon as I land in the US, I'm bleeding money. I'm just bleeding money. It's crazy how fast it flies out of your pocket.
Insane.
Yeah.
I mean, I work okay, but I could not afford to be in the UK because it's insane. And then it's money just to exist.
Yeah.
You're not exactly, I mean, if you live in Southeast London, it's like a war zone, bro. Or, you know, and you're thinking, well, I'm just existing here. But here you kind of get a comfy life.
Yeah. Which brings, for me, it brings up safety. Do you feel safe living here?
Yes, I feel super safe. So this is one of the things, you know, people say, what do you like about the Philippines? Well, it's a Christian nation, I'm a Christian, regardless of what your view is of that, that's fine. But generally I asked the man, I said, I saw no violence here. I came here and I thought, hang on, where is everybody saying they're gonna do this to you, they're gonna do that to you, and they're gonna, you know, they're gonna scam you and jail you, and they're gonna put bullets in your case, and unless you pay 20 grand, you're going to jail forever. And then the wife is gonna get you, and then they're gonna get you, and then you're gonna be. And I'm like, so I've come here, and I thought, oh, I can't see anybody trying to, So I'm like, few weeks. I thought, hang on a minute, maybe this is. And then I've been here 5 years. I've seen one episode in 5 years of this one guy who was out of his mind, and the police took him away. That's the only time. I've not seen any road rage. Road rage. In my country, if you say something, whatever, in the car, I mean, you used to, 30 years ago, used to be able to get away with doing some gestures, which I won't do here. But, and like, he'll come out, oh, you're this, you're that, oh, you know, shout out the wind. Now, it's machetes, baseball bats, whatever, guns in the States.
Yeah.
Over nothing. And I've not seen any road rage. So I went to the mayor, and after about a few weeks, I said, how come there's no crime here? And it's very simple. Christian nation, they still got the commandments, like fear of God. I mean, whatever you do, I'm not whatever. But this is just how it works.
Yeah.
They teach children good old-fashioned manners, fear of authority. You have to respect the parents. You have to respect the teacher. And as a result of that, they've invested a lot in their youth, bringing them up, like they say, do the right thing, to cut it short. So as a result of that, the whole infrastructure, then they have a good police. The police are very friendly. I know a few police here. They are very police friendly. They're not like trying to get you, you know, and they have a decent presence of them, even the security guards they've got, even the military. And the great thing here as well, the laws are very tough. So they make it clear from the start, work. So all the Filipinos, they work, and it's not like a poor country, like per se, it's a poor country. Well, how is it a poor country? Because everybody's working. I mean, you know, you see beautiful cars, beautiful buildings, banks everywhere. And that's the other thing. It's not like a poor country, like, you know, in the African village where, you know, where they're drinking mud. No. So, but they do tell people that crime is not going to pay.
No, yeah.
And it's as we say in Italy, particolari amicizia lunga, which means it's out in front of you, 𝗪𝗪, F around and find out. So basically, that's the law. We encourage you to work. We don't want you to break the law, but if you do, you're screwed. I feel safe here. That's the answer to your question. So I got to know people everywhere, in the markets, and you don't have to like have deep friendship, but enough to feel comfortable, and enough to know that if I've got a tricycle, if it breaks down or whatever, and it's happened, or whatever, you know, people will help. It's not like you could go to a different village or get the wrong road. It's not, sometimes I've been to many places where you come out of the village or get the wrong road, and you're starting to think, oh, I don't know. It's like, I really get all the children come out, oh, a foreigner.
We know, we've done that. We've gotten a flat tire before, and we ended up in a little village, and they all come out and help us. Answer this question for me. Don't move to the Philippines if you think it's going to be
perfect, because so I always say, if you're, for example, it depends on your personality. First of all, I mean, the heat can, if you suffer from the heat, I mean, I've not gotten used to the heat. I've gotten used to being hot. I've been very tactical and very strategic with how I play today.
How do you do that? That's good.
How I do that. So I work out where I'm going to be, where I'm going to have the showers, where I'm going to have the thing, not to forget anything. This is just stuff that you get used to, small stuff.
Do you siesta where you do stuff in the morning?
Yes.
And then that noon to 4-ish, you're hiding indoors, and then after 4, you're outside.
Yeah, I mean, over here we're quite also fortunate because we've got the beach, so you get a breeze.
Nice breeze.
So and then you got the miles. I've got aircon,
Right.
but you got the miles, and then it's not always like super hot.
Right. Right.
The other thing as well, if you come to the Philippines, like if you come from Florida and you got tons of money, and you live on a golf course and you got beautiful water, and there's your yacht with all your friends, stay there, bro.
Stay there,
I mean, come here, go to the Philippines. You know, go to Boracay, go wherever, go, you know, do that. But if you're, I'm not saying, I gotta be careful what I say. I mean, I'll come to the Philippines anyway to visit because there are 7,000 stunning islands. I would love to see some amazing places.
Yeah, yeah.
So you could come here even if you have got that in Florida.
Right.
But generally speaking, also depends on your personality, what you're looking for. So if you want a bit of peace and your money needs to go further, this is a place for you.
Right.
And then I would advise anybody who comes here to travel because everybody's got different personalities
Within the Philippines, you mean?
within the Philippines, and also at home. People I've got a type of personality. You might have another.
Right.
So you can travel here, and you know, for example, you can go to the islands off there, and it's all white sand and all whatever. Yeah. But then the electric is maybe not be reliable. Maybe your hospital, if you have a healthcare issue, you don't get that many.
Right.
And maybe if you need the internet, maybe it's a little bit up and down. I came here and I looked at the beach because the beach, it could be better. And then I started typical English, you know, moaning this, that, whatever. It takes time, that Western mind, that Western never happy mind, you know, always looking. I had these. I'm not going to say it's gone, but I've gotten a lot better. You wouldn't have wanted to interview me 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. Yeah, finding, you know, the roosters annoy me, the dog, it is a bit noisy. So you have to be patient here. You need patience. You need a lot of patience. And I've learned to be. And after the time, I find myself telling myself to just shut up. Because most of the garbage is in my head. And you have to really work on your mind. You know, the roosters annoy you. Well, guess what? It's the Philippines. They've got roosters. There are too many dogs, but there's actually, in my area, it's a lot better now. I don't even hear it anymore now. I haven't learned a lot from the Filipinos. I've learned a little bit more hardship, less complaining. Because they just get on with it. They're very strong people, actually. And to be patient and more tolerant, like with my marriage. So it's like, I want to say things to my wife, that English old, attack, and didn't say anything. And after, which is pretty much their view. They're non-confrontational, the Filipinos. When I came here, something broke or something wasn't happening, I'm like, Wah! And my wife was freaking out. And that they just don't do it here. So it's all, a smile gets you a long way in the Philippines. Chill out, smile. You're going to be brown bread at some point, dude. You know, so to come here, be patient, travel, and then see. I think you'll find a place for you, especially if you're escaping, like Chicago or Southeast London, where you've got machete fights during the day. And I think anybody with a house which is worth 200-300K with a mortgage paid on, you can put that at 5% or buy some index, whatever. And if you're happy with a simple life, you can come here and just be at peace.
That's good.
And you can rent, whatever, and travel.
Should they put that, not financial advice, but would you put that in your home country bank or would you put it in a bank here? You know,
that's a very interesting question, actually, because I've been thinking about that. Now, on the Facebook sites, you'll hear all kinds of horror stories. But I'm established here. So I know, I know my bank very well, and they work perfectly, just like in the UK. And this is another good thing I like about the Philippines. So I can transfer money in a second, like with the same, whatever, Remitly or Wise or Revolut I use. And it's in there and it's no problem. It's not like, they're going to take off. No, it's a proper bank, and you've got a cash point card and I can do online.
Share about the bank that you use?
I'll use PSB, but you can walk in there and talk, and you see the same people. And this is a great thing about the Philippines, literally.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we mentioned this, because if you're like in the UK, for everything, 30 years ago, you went to see a human being, and then the internet came in, and then you got a bit of both, and then they said, you know what, forget the human being, and even forget it, you're going to deal with India, so you're calling thing or whatever. And they said, I've got nothing about the Indian, but why should someone in England spend the time talking to someone and they're correcting your English? You say, mate, I'm the English person, you can't even talk, I can't understand. So over here, you still get the benefit of both. I mean, you know, I thought this would be a really bureaucratic country like Italy was, but maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but you can still go and see a human being. Like I went to get my trade certificate for the thing, and I'm thinking, like, my mind is just projecting the worst, you know, like they're gonna get me. I went in there, there was no one there. I said, that's a document, yeah, okay, print it out, a few hundred pesos, and off I went with my trade certificate. The tax, the same thing. Tax, the same thing. You go to your local tax office, and I got a bookkeeper. It's done. The bank done. My driving license. I will say this: having a good wife in the Philippines changes everything. Like, if you had to come here and do it for yourself, maybe I'd be going, where do I find LTO, the thing? And maybe it would be, but you know, with my wife, I'm not saying you can't do it with that. There's plenty of people that come here and do it, and they go there, and I'm sure they're patient. But you know, it's not like, oh well, you know, you're a foreigner, we're not going to do it. No, you just go there. They actually welcome foreigners here. They like foreigners. They like people coming here. So you can get it done, and you can get it done in person. So
so the bureaucracy is not as bad as some people say.
It's not as bad. I mean, I've got my permanent resident card. I've got my permanent resident card. I've got a driver license, and I go down to Iloilo. Generally, in the UK, I'm petrified to anything to do with government, because I see them just as oppressive people that just enjoy torturing you. That's my view of them. Sorry, that's just how it is. But here, like, you go to Iloilo, and I go to the immigration, and the security guard already, oh yeah, you know, come in. Bro, I'm there like half an hour. I see the human being again. I see, and you know, it's not like, oh, daunting, you're in. No, you've done nothing wrong, mate. You know, in England, if I'm in the government, I feel, yeah, I've done something wrong. I've done something wrong, even though I haven't. And like, so you just go to, you get your thing. I've got a permanent. I just go and renew. I go to Iloilo, which is a beautiful city. It takes me 2 hours from here. You go in there in the embassy area where all the nice hotels and all the malls are, and you can buy your Parmesan cheese if you're Italian, whatever. And you go there, and you're there for an hour, and you come back home. If you can help people, it goes a long way here, and you don't have to. I love mingling with the locals. That crystal clear water, that white sand, and you know, the beautiful wind and the beer. I'm thinking, you know, if that's you, I'll see you there.
Great chatting with you. Thanks so much for coming on the channel.
You're welcome.
Take care, everyone.
Thank you.
We have a retire overseas course where we have reports on 35 countries. Many of them have up to 10 and 20 cities. We've been to all of these places. We also have a course on how to make money online and finding about those sorts of details. It's just for a limited time now. Watch this video right here. Thanks for watching.